And the Hawks with a confident look as they go into the arena earlier on, looking for a win on the road. The bustling financial district here in Canada's largest city. We're coming to you from Toronto. It's Friday night, and live on 2K Sports, we're going to bring you the NBA and all its excitement. And tonight, our matchup, you'll see the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Toronto Raptors at Scotiabank Arena. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Taking a look at Atlanta. They're sitting pretty, second place, looking to take the top spot. And, of course, there's Toronto. Not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
And for the Raptors, they've had an interesting season for sure. They're competitive, they're feisty, but they're not a team that's going to dominate for long stretches.
I just think if you're on the other side, how much are you looking at that team and saying, we're scared of them? So not a lot of fear from the opposition and what they're bringing to the table. They're good, they compete, but do they have that extra gear? I'm not sure.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, 2 years after their first title, the Raptors last season missed the playoffs for the first time in 8 years. Fred VanVleet said people are overlooking us again, which is not a bad place to be in. Kevin, this front office finds diamonds in the rough, so it's only a matter of time before...
I agree, David. They are a quality organization. They always find a way. Thank you. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Young and Bogdanovich, they have the guard duties. It's Reddish and Hunter teaming up at the forward spots. And it's Okongwu in at the 5 spot. And for the Raptors, the forwards are Anunoby and Siakam. Then it's Fred VanVleet. Then there's Kem Birch. And it's Flynn in at the 1. And Greg, people already predicting the MVP for this season. Is it too early to start talking about that?
I mean, we have roughly half a season left to play. Yet people love to talk about sports, period, especially when it comes to the most prestigious individual award out there.
And the foul on Kem Birch. That is his first foul of the game.
And that's a quick foul for him there. It looks like the refs are going to call this one pretty close.
Here's Bogdanovich. Flynn grabs the miss. In the corner, it's VanVleet. Takes the 3. The offensive rebound. A second chance effort. And Siakam with the nice bucket inside.
And watch Siakam just spring up for those offensive boards. Athletic ability gets him to the ball so fast.
And Young with the basket on the assist from Bogdanovich.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Near the three-point line, it's VanVleet. Here's Siakam. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
And wiry strong. Siakam just snakes inside and makes a nice play off the contact.
Pass to Hunter. Three-pointer. Cranes the three-pointer. Hunter's got 5 now.
Almost perfect in the game to start. 3 of 4.
Young against Flynn. Passes it to Anunoby. Now here's VanVleet. Back to Anunoby. From deep. He's off on that one. And Atlanta will come the other way. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
Yeah, I felt like they attacked, but with a purpose. They knew what they wanted to accomplish coming in.
And talking with the coaching staff, they said in that game, they did a great job of not settling. Keep working the ball around, finding the best look, see if they can keep that up.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Now, here is Young. 23 points for him the last game against Phoenix.
And don't forget about his assists. His playmaking was as good or better than his scoring. He was in complete control out there.
VanVleet against Bogdanovich. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And a shoot-first point guard, Van Vliet, understands how to get defenders to foul him when taking shots.
Toronto shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
Young passes to Okongwu. Bogdanovich, no luck.
Well, he had the perfect opportunity to finish that one, guys, and just flat out blew it. That is all timing right there. Just led him perfectly.
And so it's Atlanta with it. To the middle. Here's Reddish. That's in, coming off the assist from Young.
And that bump does not throw Cam Reddish off.
Van Vliet against Bogdanovich. Van Vliet can't get it to go.
Maybe a time to rest him right now. Just give him a bit of a breather. Try to help him get back on track.
And Hunter, here we go. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
And what I admire about Hunter is that opportunistic attitude. This kid just makes things happen.
Flynn the pass to Siakam. And here's Van Vliet from the arc. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior. And it's definitely been a shootout here. The first team that actually starts playing some defense may end up having the edge.
And the Hawks with possession here after the Raptors pick up 2. And Young kicks to Hunter. Young trying to break free. And there's Hunter on the assist by Young. Young's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Flynn the pass to Siakam. From deep 3-point range. Raptors get it back. The pass to Van Vliet. Goes back up. He takes it up and lays it in. Van Vliet's got 10.
And unafraid to challenge the heart of this defense. Van Vliet's a strong finisher for his size.
Here's Hunter. And again, it's Atlanta.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Birch kicks to Van Vliet. And he's good on the 3-ball. He's got 13.
Well, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Young dishes to Okongwu. For the 3. Another 3 for Atlanta.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
So timeout called here, the first for the Raptors.
Fans of our section get free t-shirts. Let's see who's the loudest.
Making a change. Young's checked in, and he has been on another level this past month. getting Eastern Conference Player of the Month, Fred VanVleet.
Basketball is one of the few sports where good offense beats good defense, and nobody has had better offense than him lately. I don't think there's anybody in the league that could have slowed him down on offense. He was unstoppable, to say the least.
Now here's Flynn. No points in the game yet for him.
And great find by VanVleet. He's in control of this offense and generally makes good decisions.
Young's shot is good.
How about 5 straight made from the field to start?
Siakam left side. Shoots the 3. Flynn misses. The Hawks leading by 3. Here's Young. Here's Resch. No good on the 3. Toronto's gotten a lot of shots off from three-point line in the first quarter, but they're only 4 of 9. Back to Young. Anunoby passes to VanVleet. And it's all evened up. VanVleet's got 16 points.
Bottom line, you need shooters on your team who can space the floor.
Oh, there's no doubt he's a legitimate threat from downtown, and he's demonstrating that in this game.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
All the officials are all over that.
This is his first free throw of the game. For the Hawks, Jang, he's checked in for DeAndre Hunter. Kevin Huerter comes in for Reddish, and it's Wright in for Bogdanovich. Both shots good from the stripe. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. Trailing by 2. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And boy, how they were able to come back in the fourth quarter of that game. Being down as much as they were made it a really special lift.
It's good. And the Hawks lead by 4.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And Siakam throws it down.
And those are 2 loud points. Siakam flushes it without much effort.
Now here's Wright. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. It's good from long range.
Punch, counter punch. Impressive offensive production early on.
Who's going to miss first? Every time one team scores, the other team right back at you.
Atlanta leading by 5. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. He's got 5.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And the Raptors call time here. Atlanta making some changes. Johnson, he's checked in for Okongwu, and Quinn Cook subbed in for Young. Young left side. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. For 3, VanVleet. Rebound by Jang. Atlanta leading by 7. Wright with it. To the inside. Here's Johnson. The rebound by Young. And for the Raptors, they're shooting it officially from the get-go. They're at 52% from the field. And no good on the shot. Trying to follow through after the contact, but he'll shoot 2 at the line instead.
After a quiet first couple seasons in the league, Siakam really took off in year 3 when he helped the Raptors win their first NBA championship.
Barnes, he's checked in for OG Anunoby.
Boy, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
Pass to Huerter. Atlanta gets it back. Johnson kicks to Zhang. That's good, and Johnson with the assist. And the Hawks lead by 8.
He does so much out there to stretch out the defense when he's out on the perimeter, and he drains the triple.
Young pass to Flynn. Barnes outside for 3. Van Vliet. He can't hit that time. So the Hawks will take it the other way. In the corner, Herter with it. Another 3 for Atlanta.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks. And you have to love how eager Kevin Herter is to make an impact for his team.
Well, the roles that he plays, GA, are quite special. I mean, he is a good shooter, but last year we saw a lot of growth in his playmaking ability. He's able to stay on the floor and defend guys at his position. So he has a great IQ on that end of the floor, and his game continues to grow.
And the Raptors call time here.
And doesn't like how things are going right now.
The timeout before the timeout here, maybe just to cut off the momentum and have a chit-chat with the team to settle down.
All right, look who's coming on the court. Come on and get loud for your Northside crew. Ladies and gentlemen, your Northside crew.
Some changes here for the Raptors. Achua, he's checked in for... Siakam. And Chris Boucher's subbed in for Thaddeus Young. Van Vliet passes to Boucher. Shot to stop the run. And Van Vliet lays it in. Van Vliet's got 18 points in the game.
This is a one-man show right now. He's on a mission to get him out of this hole.
Johnson outside. Jang inside, working on Boucher, and Jang gets it to go.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
The dunk by Achua.
What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man, and he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
Cook, the pass to Herter. There's the dish to Jang, and stolen by Achua. Down low, here's Boucher, and the shot goes down. Boucher's got it back down to single digits for Toronto.
This can make it so much easier for your teammate when you throw that lead pass that gets to him right on the money, whether that's on the run or in the shooting pocket.
Now here's Johnson, still looking for his first bucket in this one. He had a nice open look right there. And the Hawks lead by 11.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
And that one is good.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here's Wright after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. Pass to Herter. Johnson outside. Launches a three. Toronto grabs the miss. Van Vliet kicks to Achua. And here's Barnes for three. He doesn't hit that one. Atlanta leading by 9. Here's Cook. Boucher with the rebound. Toronto shooting it very well as they shake off the rust here early. 54% from the field. And the dunk by Barnes.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. And it's Cook with the ball for the Hawks. Johnson outside. And the layup's good off the glass.
That's excellent. Get the ball down deep inside and cash in on a simple basket.
Achua, no good.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Here's Boucher shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Toronto shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. The first free throw is good.
Line for your Raptors.
And so Boucher nails both of them. Just 4 seconds left to play in the first. That shot off the mark. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We'll return shortly. Enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Atlanta.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
They also haven't been afraid of taking the ball to the rack. Lots of opportunities at the rim.
This is how the floor looks for the Hawks starting the second quarter. They've got Chang, Cook out there with Wright. Then it's Johnson, and it's Herter in at the 3, the small forward. Van Vliet passes to Flynn, and here's Barnes for 3. That shot misses. The Hawks leading by 7. Inside, Johnson. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. Johnson's got his second basket.
Lead passes like that are so hard to defend. He never had to break his stride, so full speed, 2 points.
Nailed from three-point land.
Not where he earns his money, that three-point shot, but he's a good shooter from that range if he's got space.
Count that one.
He's shooting that with tons and tons of confidence. Herter with another catch-and-shoot basket.
Barnes kicks to Van Vliet. And the Raptors hit again from deep. And Brent, we're seeing a lot of new officials joining the NBA ranks. Any changes you see resulting from that?
Well, I think this is a time for coaching staffs and teams to be a little bit more patient with the officials than they have been in the past, as they're trying to understand the rhythm and flow of not just the game and the way it needs to be called, but the communication between the players and the coaches, and how you try to work towards still having a great product on the floor and not having the refs impact the game in ways to get talked about that they don't want to be spoken about.
Flynn kicks to Van Vliet. Back to Flynn from downtown. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got his third assist on the night. In the corner, Herter with it. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Herter's got 7 points here in this quarter. Outside Flynn. Toronto working the ball around now. Here's Barnes. Not going to go that time. And it's the Hawks taking it the other way. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. And it's out of bounds. And the coach's challenge has been triggered here. Coach wants a review of the out-of-bounds violation.
And this is the exact type of play that I think is perfect for a review. Coach's challenge or not. I mean, you seldom get into a situation where it's hard to definitively determine the out-of-bounds call.
And depending on what point in the game it is, boy, it can have, Greg, a huge impact on the game. So many games coming down to just one possession. Each possession so critical. So we just got word from the NBA Replay Center via the official courtside administrator. And the original call will stand for the out-of-bounds violation.
And, you know, and some people might argue, hey, we're stopping the game, but this uses up a timeout. So that's technically already a break that could happen regardless of the call staying the same. And Coach can't be happy, and I think I know why. Their defense putting up no resistance inside.
No, they're not preventing them from scoring, and if you can get to a high-efficiency shot on the floor, and that's the paint, you just keep going.
Is checked in for the Raptors. And Atlanta will go for a different look here. Okongwu's checked in for Gorgie Dang. DeAndre Hunter comes in for Johnson. Bogdanovic, he's checked in for Wright. And Trae Young subbed in for Cook. Bogdanovic wide open. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Young's got his 5th assist in this one. Young against Flynn. Barnes outside. Fires from deep. Here's Boucher. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Boucher's got 6.
Second chances are a great measure of what a team is doing in terms of their effort on a nightly basis. And that was some serious effort there.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And Vliet on the wing. Passes it to Boucher. The 3 from Barnes. That's good, and that evens things out for him. 50-50. 4 of 8 shooting this game.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
It's Bogdanovic on the wing. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Well, Bogdanovic coming right back down and going right back at him.
Van Vliet outside. Takes a 3. Rebounded by the Hawks. Here's Herter. Sinks the three-pointer. Herter's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Doing a lot of nice work now from the field. He's helped get them this lead, and now he's helped them keep it.
From past the arc. It's good. And the Hawks lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Van Vliet.
And once again, the defense allowing him to get a clean look at that triple. He continues to do some big-time damage from downtown.
Young's shot is good.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Van Vliet on the wing. And there's the foul. It's on Chris Boucher. That is his first foul of the game.
And wasn't sure he could keep up the pace he set from three-point range in that first, but boy, has he ever.
Reddish, he's checked in for Atlanta.
Down in the lineup for the Hawks, Cameron Reddish.
Atlanta leading by 12. To the paint. And O'Connell slams it in.
Someone's open. Trae Young scanning and finds him.
Barnes passes to Boucher. And here is Flynn, defended by Young. On the wing, Barnes. Offline with his three.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Reddish's shot is good.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
That's a 2 from Barnes. Atlanta with the rebound. Now here's Reddish. 17 points for him last game against Phoenix.
Well, sometimes Reddish might defer too often, and maybe sometimes that's true. But also give him credit for being unselfish.
Boucher kicks to Barnes. From beyond the arc and then some. Barnes has got 13.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
To the right side. And the wide open shot from Reddish. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Young's got assist number 8 now on the night. Toronto working the ball around now. The 3 from Barnes. They get it back. There's the pass to Birch. He kicks it to Flynn. Misses the 3.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
That touch, Bogdanovich, that time from way out.
And the Raptors call time here. And the NBA dress code introduced back in 2005. Now, player attire straying a bit from business casual. Does that bother you, Greg?
You know, it doesn't bother me because that's where we are as a society. But, man, I can tell you, when I first came in the league, you get fined if you didn't wear dress socks with your suit. So we have come a long way in terms of the evolution of fashion. And you know what? I'm not one for stopping progress.
Changes for Toronto. Thaddeus Young. He's checked in for Kem Birch. Pascal Siakam comes in for Chris Boucher. And Anunoby subbed in for Barnes. Raptors trail by 21. Pass to Siakam. Back to Van Vliet. Here's Flynn. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Flynn's got 6 in the quarter.
And that's his second in this quarter, guys. He's made 3 so far this game and is showing no signs of slowing down.
Young, no good.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
The Hawks leading by 18. To the inside. Here's Oklahoma. What a jam!
Wow, fans loving that right there.
What a jam!
Nice. Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrap.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. On our AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you just saw an explosive highlight.
This is not a player who likes to be trailing in any game. That lights a fire.
Poked away. Pass to Anunoby. Siakam kicks to Anunoby. That 3 off the mark. Siakam with it, and it's Reddish picking him up. Good.
Backed by great length. I call Young a reliable interior scoring option.
Young passes to Hunter. Back to Young. Lets it fly from 18. Jump shot is good. Young's got 19 points. Raptors trail by 18. Flynn kicks to Van Vliet. Pass to Anunoby. The three. A nice shot by Flynn. Flynn's got 12 in the game.
Yeah, that first quarter was a bit shaky. Good to see a player who doesn't let a slow start get to him.
Here's Young driving in. Takes it off the glass. And the Hawks lead by 17.
The threat of Trae Young, we talk so much about gravity in the NBA. It's unlocking some other scoring options. Strong take.
A three-pointer is right on target.
An amazing performance he's putting on from three-point range here in the second quarter.
Young finds Bogdanovic. Siakam pulls it in. Toronto shooting it quite well. 52% from the field in the second quarter. Anunoby passes to Flynn. Siakam, right side. For three, Van Vliet. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
The pass to Okongwu. Bogdanovic dishes to Young. Launches it. And there's Bogdanovic. That's good on the assist from Young. 14 points for him.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Atlanta making a switch here. Jang, he's checked in for Okongwu. Johnson comes in for Hunter. White, he's checked in for Bogdanovic. And Quinn Cook subbed in for Trae Young.
Yeah, he couldn't connect on anything from outside in the first quarter, but now he's hit 2 threes in the second quarter, and he looks much better.
Here's Flynn, and the Raptors. Hit again from deep.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
Cook, the pass to Johnson. From the line, and again, it's Atlanta.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Raptors trail by 16. The drive by Siakam.
And the handles and confidence of Siakam. Both have grown just so much. Zero hesitation taking that one to the rack.
Here is Cook, covered by Flynn. Again, the Hawks score. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Raptors. It's off to Charlotte for him after this game as they take on the Hornets. That one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team.
And offensively, they've gotten stuck on the perimeter, falling in love with the jumper.
Now, here's Reddish. A wide open look here for Wright. Another 3 for Atlanta.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Pascal Siakam was the most improved player in 2019. He says, I love that I cannot be able to do something, but if I put in a lot of hours doing it, I can become good at it. The former 27th pick overall said, not to sound arrogant, but I saw this coming. Guys, he bet on himself.
He did. He was smart. He certainly put in the work. D.A., thank you.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Here's Young. No good, unable to end this run. Atlanta leading by 23. Fires for 3. Offensive rebound. Rejected by Young. And now Siakam pushing it up and no one back to stop him. Count that one from Van Vliet.
He's been terrific tonight, and with a little help from the other guys on the floor, they might be able to turn this game around.
Johnson outside. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Siakam. The Hawks have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
Shooting for Atlanta.
And that one falls for Johnson. And some changes here for the Raptors. Achua comes in for Pascal Siakam. And it's Barnes in for Flynn. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Herter's checked in. Now, here's Anunoby. He had 16 points in the win against Miami. Here's the 3. Keeps it alive. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Here is Cook, defended by Young. With 2 seconds left. A shot off that time. Trae Young, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Atlanta Hawks. Setting up teammates and getting buckets. He is looking as determined as ever. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Trae, you've made it look easy so far. How have you been able to pick them apart?
I'm just taking what the defense is giving me. Open driving lanes. They're leaving some of our bigs open, pick and rolls, things like that. We just got to continue to do it and try to get this win.
Make them pick their poison, right? Thanks for your time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. We saw Trae Young lighting it up in the first half. He had 21 points and a crazy number of assists. Kenny, what was your take on Atlanta?
And the game plan they went with was very clear. It was centered around scoring inside. Pound that ball inside, pound it in the paint, try to get the high percentage shot. And because of this assertive attitude, they've got the edge where it counts on the scoreboard.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
To be honest, them getting killed on the glass is like this is a little embarrassing. Showing no physicality, a lack of heart. This is when fans start to feel let down. Me too. And the team doesn't seem to care.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Fred VanVleet has been sensational.
Yeah, something that isn't his strength, but he's done a great job of finding the open man.
Well, if we were grading playmaking today, it's an A+ from him.
VanVleet and Anunoby are your wingmen. Khem Birch is out there with Pascal Siakam, and it's Flynn in at the guard position. That's Nick Nurse's 5 as we get into the second half.
Great strides in honing in his shot, looking more and more comfortable on the offensive end is Bogdanovich.
Here's Anunoby, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Hunter's got 13.
Hunter in rhythm is a much better shooter, and that shot looked nice.
Siakam left side. Here's Flynn. The Raptors rebound. Birch kicks to Anunoby. And here's VanVleet from the arc. Bangs home the trifecta.
And you know what? He's really been one of the few bright spots for them, trying to will this team to victory.
The Raptors have been excellent at the free throw line here today. A flawless 6 for 6.
You love seeing guys like Fred VanVleet make it. Not highly recruited in high school, undrafted out of college. VanVleet has turned himself into a terrific player in our league.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Anunoby kicks to VanVleet. Good, another from 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Bounce pass Young. Okongwu. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. He's got 10.
They are on fire right now. That's 4 straight makes.
Here's VanVleet. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
That's his second personal foul.
And there before you are the teams that have been absolutely red hot for the last 10 games. The Raptors in second.
Well, lately their offense has been completely in sync. Guys are accepting their roles and playing unselfish basketball. That's helped them hit a high high percentage of those opportunities.
The Hawks leading by 19. Young passes to Okongwu. Bogdanovich with it, picked up by Flynn. And Okongwu slams it in.
Well, you want to lead by an example. Bogdanovich leading the way with the assist.
Flynn against Young. Here's Birch. Siakam trying to free himself up. It's good. Nice touch there from Birch.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Another three for Atlanta.
And what a fantastic start here to the second half. They have yet to miss.
To the left wing. Here's Anunoby. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got 6 assists now in the game. Young passes to Reddish. Back to Young. The tray. Another three for Atlanta.
Young knows his range to answer his opponent.
The Raptors have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Here's Anunoby. A three-pointer off the mark.
This feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together.
Here's Van Vliet. Lays it up and banks it in. Van Vliet's got 47 points.
He is just self-willing, his team right now, doing everything he can to keep them alive.
The shot by Okongwu, no good. Raptors trail by 20. Anunoby kicks to Siakam. Buries it from three-point range. Siakam's got 15.
Yeah, you got to get out on that. Siakam demonstrating that ability to hurt you from beyond.
Pass to Okongwu. Bogdanovich with it, picked up by Flynn. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Okongwu, he can't get that one, so the Raptors will take it the other way. Siakam passes to Van Vliet. Here's Anunoby. Here's Flynn. And the Raptors. Raptors hit again from deep.
Not too much for... respect shown to him by the defenders.
And so it's Bogdanovich who brings up the ball for the Hawks. Earlier they held a 23-point lead. Puts it up from 12. Pass to Hunter from deep. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
And Hunter's shots just continue to fall. He could be in for a big one here.
Flynn kicks to Van Vliet. Here's Anunoby. And they recover it.
Yeah, maybe a little luck, maybe a little bit of heart. Both of those at play here. He's getting every offensive rebound.
I mean, he is just demoralizing his opponent right now on the backboard. They didn't want anything to do with him on that possession. Almost like they were just giving up on the play.
Well, we saw the same kind of attack in the last game. Ferocious effort in back-to-back outings.
It's been all Van Vliet tonight. One of the best undrafted players in league history.
Over in the corner, Reddish. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. He's got 13.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
And the basket is good.
So tricky there with the floater and a nice touch from Trae Young.
Birch finds Van Vliet. Outside Flynn. There's the three. Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now got his 5th rebound in this one. They grab their own miss. Hunter. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Hunter's got 7 points here in this quarter. Van Vliet with it. And Young picks him up defensively. And again, Toronto no up.
And he has been ice cold from beyond the arc here since halftime, and he continues yet to fire away. He has got to tone it down if he wants to help his team.
Raptors trail by 19. Flynn the pass to Anunoby. Back to Flynn. And here's Van Vliet from the arc. And the 3 ball is good. Van Vliet's got 53.
I mean, this guy is unreal. What a show.
And Atlanta calls their first time out of the game.
It's a t-shirt bonanza. Make some noise.
Some changes here for the Raptors. Achua, he's checked in for Kem Birch. Chris Boucher comes in for Pascal Siakam. And it's Barnes in for OG Anunoby. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Chang, he's checked in for Okongwu. Johnson comes in for Hunter. Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for Reddish. And it's DeLon Wright in for Bogdan Bogdanovic.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
And there's a whistle that goes on Scotty Barnes. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
And here's Young from the arc. Drops in the tray. Young's got 29 in the game.
That's Young's favorite shot right there. A lights-out long-distance sniper with unlimited range.
Boucher kicks to Flynn, and he drives in, and he makes that one.
That basket must be widening out right now. He's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
Young passes to Johnson. To the middle. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3. Raptors trail by 17. Achua kicks to Barnes. Off target from outside.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
It's right on the wing. It's deflected, and it's out of bounds for the Hawks as Atlanta retains possession. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile One block?
And that block might serve as a spark for this team. We'll see if it can ignite them.
Hawks making a switch here. Cook's checked in.
Quinn Cook.
Right outside. 5 on the clock. Puts it up from 12. They get it again. Johnson can't hit. And it's Barnes with the ball for the Raptors. 17-point game. Good on the shot. Van Vliet's got 55.
And he's caught fire this quarter yet to miss a shot.
Cook the pass to Wright. Great D that time from Van Vliet. Toronto shooting an impressive 61% from the field in this third quarter. Barnes kicks to Achua. Raptors moving the ball around. Passes to Barnes. From the arc. Rebound by the Hawks. Chang's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And there's a whistle that goes on Scotty Barnes. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second team foul.
And there's the pass to Cook. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession. Right outside. Johnson, the pass to Cook. 4 on the clock and stolen by Flynn. Now the Raptors moving it up. The dunk by Achua.
And you can always count on Van Vliet to make the right play. He doesn't make too many bad decisions when he's got the ball in his hands.
Atlanta leading by 13. Pass to Herter. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way. No roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive.
Here's White. Herter, no good. And the Raptors with the ball. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Van Vliet's got 57 points.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Here's Jang, and finished off by Jang.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense.
The Hawks shooting it as well as you're going to see, 67%. Boucher against Johnson. Lets the 3 fly. Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Pass to Van Vliet. Puts up a 3. Connects from 3-point range. Flynn's got 10 points in just the second half.
And he got loose from the 3-point range in the first half and showing signs here that he's still got the flow in the second.
Here's Johnson. High quality look, and he sinks it. And the Hawks lead by 12.
Coaching staff would like some more shots from that range.
Flynn kicks to Achua. For 3, Van Vliet. That shot, no good. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Wright looking around. To the wing on the left. Cook. That one falls, coming off Johnson's feet. Johnson's got 3 assists tonight.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Barnes can't get it to go. Atlanta leading by 15. Here's Wright. Fred Van Vliet grabs the miss. Inside. Barnes outside. Here's Flynn. No good. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Hawks lead by 15. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. Head coach Nate McMillan is mic'd up along the sidelines. Let's check it out.
Hey, what we got to do here is we got to execute offensively, set solid screens, and be patient if you get the switch. Okay, be patient if you get the switch.
Well, the message there, practicing patience out there, doesn't want them to be in a rush at all.
And why should they? Right now, it's all about making the right play.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court for Atlanta, we've got Johnson. DeJuan Wright is out there with Cook. Then it's Gorgie Dan. And it's Herter in at the 3. Wright outside. Back to Cook. Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Passes it to Boucher. Here's Flynn. No good from outside. And it's Wright with the ball for the Atlanta Hawks. They lead by 17. Beyond the arc. Another 3 for Atlanta.
You got to keep the ball moving, and that time Herter's pass leads to an open look.
Toronto shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. Van Vliet kicks to Flynn. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Flynn's got 31.
Well, he should be playing this game with an apron on because he's cooking right now.
Atlanta calls timeout. Ken Burge is checked in for Chris Boucher. And then for Atlanta, Okongwu's checked in for Jang. DeAndre Hunter comes in for Johnson. And it's Reddish in for Cook. Wright with it. And Young picks him up defensively. Puts it up from 12. And it's Wright missing. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Young, good.
Now, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
Atlanta leading by 15. Now the pass to Herter. In the corner, it's Hunter. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Hunter's got 10 points in just the second half.
And the defense better start respecting DeAndre Hunter from that kind of range.
Here's Flynn, and the call will be against Thaddeus Young. That'll be his second foul of the game for the Hawks. Bogdan Bogdanovic comes in for Kevin Herter, and Trey Young subbed in for DeLon Wright.
Trey Young.
Hawks have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. 2 open that time, made it look too easy. Young's got 32 points in the game.
3 triples in the first half, 3 in the second. Boy, do they add up.
Here's Flynn. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And Greg, you faced some exceptional point guards during your time in the league. But who is the toughest matchup for you when you play?
Man, you know, John Stockton was always one of the most difficult, but in a weird way, not because I worried about him scoring on me. It was because I had to defend his ability to make people better, and that was always a challenge. And don't forget about the great Penny Hardaway. I mean, at 6'8", that was a nightmare to deal with. And my personal all-time favorite, Isaiah Thomas, who was as good as anybody's ever been at that lead guard position.
Young's shot is good.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And it's sent back. By Okongwu. The 3 from Bogdanovich. Offensive rebound. Toronto, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Van Vliet kicks to Flynn. And the Raptors miss again. Again, the Hawks leading by 22. And here's Bogdanovich for 3. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. And Toronto making a change. Anunoby's checked in.
Raptors, OG Anunoby.
We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. Pass to Flynn. Here's Van Vliet. He is covered by Bogdanovich. And the Raptors miss again. The Hawks have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Hunter dishes to Okongwu. From deep. And once again, off the mark by Atlanta.
And you have to admire his confidence on that, but there's no way that's going to fall.
Coaches will tell you that's a bad. Shot, but when your teammates tell you that, you probably got to think about it.
Young way outside. Toronto Toronto grabs the miss. And another one.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Hawks.
I thought we might see the defense adjust at halftime to slow the break, but that has not been the case.
Well, looking up and down the stat sheet here, I'm seeing those second chance points jump out at me. They've done a great job on the offensive glass.
Here's Flynn, and he uses the glass on the layup. Flynn's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Lead passes like that are so hard to defend. He never had to break his stride, so full speed, 2 points.
I'm honestly not sure what that was about. Maybe a protest against his coach?
So you're saying that he's out there right now protesting in some form or fashion?
Van Vliet with the bucket.
And you have to appreciate the confidence. Van Vliet wastes no time shooting the rock when he is in that groove.
Young from outside hands it from downtown. Young's got 38 points.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from Rain.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now it's a shootout.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Young fires away from outside. No time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Toronto working the ball around now. Flynn missed.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Yeah, see the coach? He's got that frown on his face. I think we know why. Not a high percentage look.
From deep three-point range. And out of bounds. The Raptors gain possession. Raptors trail by 15. Here's Van Vliet. Here's Young. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Such a big part of what he does for this team. Just work and work on the boards, generate second chance opportunities, and hopefully convert.
Now Flynn. Pass to Young. Three-pointer on the way. The shot's good on the assist by Flynn. Young's got 9 points in the quarter.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
No, this is about as high-octane a game as you're going to find.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
That's his second personal foul.
It's easy to see why so many people have been so high on DeAndre Hunter. You look at that build, that forward position, and that kind of work ethic. The sky's the limit.
He hits both from the stripe. Toronto's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. Young left side. Here's Flynn. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Hunter on the wing. Passes it to Okongwu. Down low. And it's Hunter with the jam.
Yeah, Hunter getting enough room to find somebody to be hunted.
Up top, Flynn. Defended by Young. For three, Van Vliet. It's Trae Young with the rebound. From deep. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Young's got 11 rebounds in the game. Yes, that goes in.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
Here's Bogdanovich. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And Van Vliet picks one up.
This time slashing Bogdanovich, not in a spot-up mode, but on the move. And he picked up some contact while he was driving to the hole.
Siakam is checked in for the Raptors.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Flynn kicks to Van Vliet. There's the triple. A new 14 for the Raptors. And stolen by Okongwu. Bogdanovich inside. He's guarded by Anunoby. And a deep three from Young. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Birch has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Here's Van Vliet. Anunoby has the open look. Raptors get it back, and they get it back. Here's Siakam. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him. Siakam's got 19 points.
With a harmonious blend of length and strength, Siakam has become a dependable interior scoring option.
He takes it in. Count it, and the Atlanta lead has been cut to just 7 points in the basket from Flynn.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
He's a guy they count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
And that's an intentional foul.
You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And so they foul intentionally.
That's his first personal foul. 14 foul.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there. This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
And he can't hit the second. And here is Van Vliet. Outside Flynn. Three-pointer. Drills it from outside. Flynn's got 43 points.
And he's just living out beyond the arc right now. What a weapon to have on the floor.
Seems to be taking it on his shoulders aggressively to shrink this lead. They really needed those points.
And the Raptors with the ball. They trail by 3. This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with. And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
For your Raptors, Fred Van Vliet. At the line.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Well, he's putting his game right in the face of the defense right now and just driving into the paint to get contact.
The Hawks again. Can't hit. Raptors shooting certainly a key for them in this one. 55% from the field. Here's Flynn. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. And here's Hunter. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe a little too flashy there, and that That's unfortunate. Even if you're not shooting it, you like to see the effort level. And his tonight has been high.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Atlanta calls timeout. Fred VanVleet really making a difference here.
Not sure what the defense is thinking, or if they are. They continue to let him shoot. That is bad defense.
And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Trae Young.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
Kevin Huerter, he is checked in for Bogdan Bogdanovic. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on Nate McMillan talking to his team. He said, look, you guys are playing physical, and I like that, but it has to be under control. We've committed way too many fouls. We've allowed way too many foul shots. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
Well, there's an ebb and a flow. They had a hard time earlier, but now, flow.
And there hasn't been anything easy for them in this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
The Hawks trail by 3. Young in the corner. Sinks the triple. Young's got 41.
That is why Trae Young has the ball.
Toronto shooting 53% from the field in the fourth quarter. Can't ask for more than that from your offense. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. Okongwu. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. Jen, he's checked in for Okongwu. He hits the first one, and that gives him the lead. So he gets them both, and it's a 2-point ball game.
And you just knew he wasn't going to miss that one. Not with so much riding on.
Young against Flynn. And Young kicks to Reddish. And again, another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. In the corner, it's VanVleet to the left side wing. Here's Flynn. And again. And Toronto no up.
Man, you get so caught up in the bravado of someone scoring on you, and you want to even the score. Unfortunately, he couldn't answer back.
Here's Siakam. It's in!
Remember that one, guys. A difference maker.
And I'm wondering, is that the biggest shot of the game?
Young way outside. Able to get that one. And Toronto will go the other way with it on the pass to VanVleet. Here's Anunoby. Well, good with the triple.
Not a way to get out of a funk. He needs to be looking for good, solid, more efficient shots. Not the wild one he took there.
We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possessions.
Flynn misses. Atlanta calls timeout. They're trailing by 1. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
And sometimes not just what a coach draws up, but who he has execute in these moments.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy we want to see on the line.
He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a three-point game.
Huge free throws. Bumps the lead up to 3, and now they simply have to guard against the 3-ball. Well, the fact that he has that many rebounds for a guy of his size and stature shows you he truly cares about grabbing possessions off the rim.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game.
Line for Toronto. Pass down.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
And so it's the Raptors winning this one. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you later.